Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's GSD Daily. This morning we are going to talk about email marketing. It was odd. My mic setup here fell apart as I was moving it into position, so I got a little nut to blame. But anyway, all right. So seems like everything is pretty solid. I just want to make sure my audio is on. Okay, cool. So audio is on, and that is great. Awesome. All right. So today we're going to talk about email marketing. Now, first of all, I hope everybody had a happy Easter. Not working, so, but it's Monday, so back to work. This week is going to be email marketing week. So what I'm going to be doing with these is kind of picking a topic and then just seeing how it goes, seeing what we need to cover. Monday is going to be a very general overview, and then we're going to dig into individual pieces of that topic throughout the week. In addition to today, so for those of you who want to comment on today, make sure you're watching this on Done For You, the Done For You Facebook page. So I'm going to drop that link in here. So that's the Done For You Facebook page. Make sure to, switch over and watch the video there. Also, for those of you who are looking to start a business or transition your business online in the midst of this pandemic, because you have skills, experience, knowledge, assets, resources that can help either other people through it, or you can leverage in a remote based sense. So you are able to help somebody across the globe through your computer and get paid for it. That's the idea. We're kicking off a brand new group today called Accelerate. So here is the link to today's kickoff session, which we're going to be talking about picking and validating, a business idea. So how to arrive at a six-figure business idea. That is at 3 p.m. Eastern today. So I'm going to drop that in this thread here. You are welcome to join us. So that is, and basically, I think we're going to end up doing like 8 to 10 sessions. So the session is probably going to be every other day. There's going to be a lesson and then a day of homework where you post whatever you come to in the group. So today we're going to talk about business ideas. And then, the homework is going to be share your niche, your business idea with the group. And then for a couple of reasons. The first is we're able to, the group is going to keep us all accountable in what we're starting. And secondly, everybody in the group has different skill sets and knowledge and expertise and networks and connections. And I am hoping that we're able to leverage the group to grow the business. Who do you know who needs accounting work or whatever? So that's the idea there. Now, I need to get a new camera set up because this one is weird. All right. So today we're talking about email marketing. Now, email marketing it's kind of the cornerstone, the foundation of, it's your get out of jail free card right now. I mean, it really is. So, at the end of the day, you have, if you don't necessarily have a lot of ad budget, or you don't have a whole lot of things, a whole lot of assets or anything going on in your business, not a whole lot of traffic. If you have an email list, you can always pivot, and that's really the biggest thing is sometimes pivoting in business is so difficult because if you don't have an audience, if you don't have distribution, there's nobody to pivot to, because you're 100% reliant on the traffic that is coming into your website or the traffic you're buying or, spending money on media, spending money on ads. And if you if you don't have distribution, you don't have a way to pivot, then, it's always a startup. You know what I mean? Like you're just constantly starting. You're starting the new business model, the new product, you're bootstrapping this new product idea. But if you have an email list, then you're able to move that email list this new direction. So that's one of the biggest keys to email marketing and building your list, because you're not always starting. You're transitioning, you're pivoting. Anything that has any kind of a list is that way, whether it's an email list, whether it is a social media following, people who like your YouTube feed or your Facebook ads or whatever. At the end of the day, though, you're able to pivot when you have a following. Your social media following is a whole lot more loose, less committed, than your email list, because your email list, you're actually, you're hitting their inbox when you send an email. With social media, you might be hitting them, you might not. You know what I mean? So the email list thing is the key in pivoting and then launching something new without necessarily having to spend a bunch more money in traffic or do a whole lot to launch this new thing. So today we're going to talk about email marketing and how to market to your email list. This is going to be a very 101 level live stream. And it is that way because, it's kind of the introduction of the week, if you will. So in the chat bot, in the questions, just let me know if you have, let me know if you want me to restate anything or you have any questions. This is, I want this to be a Q&A kind of deal. So email marketing, basically it's writing email and sending it to your list. So it is as simple as writing an email, hitting send, and then sending it to your 10,000 people. That is what email marketing is. Now you cannot do that from inside a Gmail or inside a piece of software. Your email inbox. You can't copy 150 people or 2,000 people or whatever in a group and just say boom, like email blast style. And I hate that phrase. But you can't, when you're doing email marketing the right way, that list needs to be live and hosted in a piece of software. Now, there are lots and lots of different email marketing softwares and platforms and CRMs out there. They all have their own special sauce. So you can, anything that is email marketing heavy is usually like a marketing automation software, or a marketing automation CRM. Now, there's lots of different CRMs as well. So there's sales CRMs, there's email CRMs, there's contact, just basically contact databases. But what we're looking for very specifically is email marketing. Now, email marketing, there's a couple different levels of CRM, at least in, when we're building sales funnels, we build sales funnels in a ridiculous number of CRMs. Everything from like Aweber and ActiveCampaign all the way up to Infusionsoft, so it really just depends on what level you want to play at. If you have a small list, then, there's some that are better than others. So let's see, I'm going to open up a browser tab here. Okay. All right. Pull this out. There we go. Stop sharing this guy, and then we're going to share this one. All right. So there's lots of different levels of CRM out there. So the first level, like this kind of, classification 1 CRM is something like Aweber. So Aweber is the first CRM that I ever used. And basically what it does is it allows you to, put it hosts your email marketing list, and then it lets you send email to that list. You can set up autoresponder sequences, and you can set up campaigns. And now you can kind of add tags to those contacts. So, it does one thing really well. It emails your list. Everything else it does well, but it does what it needs to do. So class 1 CRM, another one is ConvertKit. Again, very, very good at what it does, which is host your list. People can sign up to your list, and it lets you send email. MailChimp is probably the industry standard. I really, really dislike MailChimp in terms of some of the stuff that we end up doing with our list, email marketing and automation and all of that other stuff. So MailChimp works, but I highly recommend not using it. ConvertKit is good. Aweber is good. And but they don't necessarily have a lot of very robust automation packages. Now, if you're looking for like a class 2 CRM, which does a lot of marketing automation and really it ties in with Zapier and gives you a lot of integration, a lot of control over how your customers interact with you and your business, then there's a couple other ones. So we created one called Axis, and it is at triggers.app. So triggers.app is where this thing lives. So we're going to dig into this as the week goes on, but all right, there you go. So that is the CRM that we created. And basically really easy to add email, really easy to set up marketing automation campaigns and sequences. The email copy app is in there, so it'll actually write your email for you. We'll dig into this a little bit as we go. Another one that we like quite a bit, we set up a lot, is Active Campaign. So Active Campaign is a marketing automation CRM. Again, it has a lot of features and functionality and integrations and all that other stuff. And it does great from an automation standpoint. Now, from a big boy standpoint, so there's one, which is now Keep, KEAP.com, used to be Infusionsoft. For those of you who have been around for a while, you won't ever call it Keep because Infusionsoft is just the thing you grew up with. So Keep, less complicated to use than it used to be. So Infusionsoft was great. It did a lot of advanced stuff. Typically, when you set something up in Infusionsoft, you had to basically, understand that it was going to take 3 times longer to do anything meaningful inside Infusionsoft because you had to click like 3 times as many buttons. Like you had to set something up in one screen and then set it up in another screen and then another screen. But it worked great once you figured it out. And in order to get into some of the more complex integrations, you had to tie in a couple pieces of software to work and whatever. So this is like a class 3 CRM, something that has order forms, has an affiliate program, does your email marketing. It has pages anymore. So there's Infusionsoft, and then there's Ontraport, which is a favorite of ours. Ontraport, we still do a lot of our stuff in Ontraport, despite having, our own CRM, because we have our order forms and stuff in here. And our CRM doesn't have order forms yet. So Ontraport, fantastic tool, and they're both, it's the same as Infusionsoft. Now, from an email marketing standpoint, these are kind of the tools that you can play with. If you want to get it heavier into sales, like sales pipeline stuff, then Salesforce is a great one, and expensive. And industry leader. I mean, I read that they have 15 or 16 trillion dollars. No, 15 or 16 billion dollars. Yeah, $1 billion under contract for the next 3 years. So they could literally not sell another customer for the next 3 years and still make that much money. Give or take. The other one is that we like quite a bit is Pipedrive. Pipedrive.com. So Pipedrive is a great one. And it's a sales CRM. So, you can have a contact and then you can drag that contact through like a sales sequence, a sales channel. So it's really great for like sales pipelines and sales workflow, but it sucks for email marketing, and especially in an automated sense. The other one, which I'm friends with, the Pipeline Pro is another one that is very, it's very sales automation, sales dashboard, sales pipelines, like all of that kind of stuff, appraisal workflow management. So again, also very, super cool software. So that is from a CRM software standpoint, those are some of your options depending on what you need. Now that class 1, like an Aweber or a ConvertKit, your class 1 CRM is going to be really, really great at if you have a list like under 10,000 people. So you're not necessarily looking to spend a bunch of money, hosting your contact records, and you want to send an email every once in a while. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have real complex marketing automation challenges or needs or whatever. You just want to be able to, set up an automation sequence, set up a campaign, trigger some emails that go out, and that's about it. Your class 2 CRMs, your Active Campaign, your Axis, those are really great when you need to trigger something happening. So a new contact moves to a new list, then you want to trigger a certain campaign that goes out, or somebody goes to a certain URL, then you trigger a campaign that goes out, like that kind of thing. And then your class 3 CRMs, your order forms, affiliate program, when you need all that stuff to tie in together, then that's when you need that stuff. Now, all right, so let's, now we're going to go look at, let me grab my notes here. So we're going to look at building lists. So when you're building lists, there's a couple different ways to go about it. The first and biggest thing is you really need, you need to have some sort of an opt-in sequence or some sort of an opt-in page, landing page. There's really not, there's no two ways about it. In order to collect emails, in order then grow your email list, you need to be collecting them, which means you need to give value. That's really all there is to it. And what I mean by that is you need to have some sort of an opt-in page. So this is currently we're running, a bunch of paid traffic to this page. This page has been exhaustively tested. So, we have, we got logos and, this subheadline, and then we have our headline and our cover and the download button and all that stuff. This page format has been tested. I think we've run 42 or 43 different like split tests on this page. So it works. Like this page right now is converting at 43% to cold traffic, like straight up cold traffic. So not too shabby. And some of you who are on this might have come through this page in the last couple of days, which is awesome. Now, so growing your email list is building your email list through an opt-in page or some sort of a lead generation mechanism is the best way of growing an email list. Bar none, point blank. Running traffic or getting ranked in the search engines and then sending traffic into a landing page is how you need to be growing your email list. Now, the reason I stress this is because so many of our clients come to us and they say, well, is there a shortcut? And the answer is yes, there is a shortcut. You should not take it. Ever. Like you can buy lists, of course. You can swipe lists, sure you can. You can pull lists out of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You can pull, there's so many different ways that you can collect email addresses, but at the end of the day, this person did not raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested in the thing you are offering. I'm interested in you or your business or your thing. So you do not want to market to these people. Like I have imported, one client was like, well, I don't want to spend money on ads and, I just want to scrape a list. I'm like, okay, cool. You can scrape whatever. I can't tell you what kind of results you're going to get, but we can try. So he scraped 1,200 emails. We uploaded it into a CRM. We sent an email out. He got 8 opens, 8 out of 1,200 people. Now, normally he should have gotten between 200 and 280 opens if it was an opt-in list, if they had been used to getting email, but literally they hadn't. It was spam, and I told him like, this is spam. What we're doing here is spamming. They did not opt in any way to any kind of an email list. So it's just something you need to be cognizant of, so scraping lists, downloading lists, don't do it. Get somebody to opt into your email list and go from there, which, it's a lot of work, it is. You got to run a paid traffic campaign. You have to write content. You have to do live streams. You have to do whatever. But at the end of the day, growing your email list is the difference between being able to pivot and not, or being able to sell something on demand or not. You know what I mean? So, landing pages, great way to do it. You need to build an email list. You need to offer a lead magnet. Actually, we should talk about lead magnets tomorrow because it is, I don't know that we've talked about it yet. And it is email marketing related. So tomorrow we're going to talk about lead magnets, but this is the funnel factor lead magnet. There are some other things that you can do to grow email lists. And I don't have a pop-up here, but so there's an exit pop that comes up whenever somebody comes to Done For You the first time. There is an exit pop that shows up, and the software that we use for that is Pickreel. So PICREEL.com. Pickreel is really, really nice opt-in or exit pop software. It's also really cheap compared to some of the other ones that are out there. And it's mobile friendly. So when you can put a little bit of code on your website and then it'll pop up, and the pop-up will be constrained within like the mobile, the viewport parameters. So nice stuff. There it is. This is actually one of the versions that we use. Only we have an email box right here. So, and this just goes right into a page, but you can do all kinds of things with that pop-up. The other one that we have lately been testing is Thrive Leads. So Thrive Leads list building software. And that is right here. This does exit pops. It does all kinds of really cool stuff. It's a monthly deal, but it's just a WordPress plugin that you install on your website. You can do, it does the pop-up light box. It does these cool sticky ribbons, inline forms, two-step opt-ins, slide-ins. So it just does a lot of stuff that, different ways that you can generate leads without necessarily, going right to a landing page. But the trick is you need to be writing content. I mean, every way you're going to be generating leads usually lives on your website. So you need to be writing content. You need to do the content marketing thing. You need to do the blogging thing and getting traffic to the website so that you can suck up the leads. You know what I mean? Like without pulling people to your website, there's really no way to do it unless you're paid, unless it's like paid ads, literally, like Facebook lead ads, and then they don't actually hit your website, but they opt in through the ad. So you got to have landing pages. You have to have content or some sort of something, but you need to be making moves in order to generate leads. So that's all there is to it. Now, so those are just some cool, and there's a kind of a cool little exit pop there. So just some different ways that you can build lists. Now, if you're going to buy lists, there's one place that I like, and I actually discovered it because some of our clients, they tag team mail postcards with email lists. So the one place that I would buy lists from, if you're going to do direct mail and email, is this place, lists.nextmark.com. So this is a mailing list finder, and I have been sharing this thing forever. And so here we go. I'm just going to drop this link in the chat box, or comment box, I should say. So did it go through? Yeah. So this is a mailing list search finder. So let's say you are mailing to chiropractors, or your target audience is chiropractors. So we're going to search for chiropractors in all markets and on all channels. We can just say email, but we're just going to say on all channels. Now, this is a mailing list, basically database. So each of these lists are lists that then have a bunch of, they're being brokered from a broker. So if we look at this, we have chiropractors, email, postal, and phone. It is $100 per 1,000, and the list size is 181,000 people on this list, which is pretty good. Then we have chiropractors at home addresses, chiropractor medical professionals, offices and clinics of chiropractors. So it's up to you to figure out what kind of selects you want. So here's like this right here. It seems to be a hot list, and it's sold through Exact Data. And then, so we have our base rate of $100 per 1,000 leads. So it ends up being 10. So $100 per 1,000 leads. And then we have, let's see, multiple per company. Emails, we got 22,000 emails, 11,000 telephones, and 90,000 Facebook. So we can grab this Facebook audience if we want, or there's some additional selects. So 3-month hotline, or we can do the city is no charge. So if we want all the chiropractors that they heard from in the last 3 months, then it's going to be $125 per 1,000. If we want to see the company size or the number of employees, then these are the additional selects, kind of, as they go up. You can grab the the email and also the postcard or the physical mailing address. And if usually with these guys, they're going to email from their servers for you. You have to email them the copy and then go from there. So this is super, super nice for when you're trying to break into a market. We've, again, found the best results being when we tag team a postcard and an email address. But since they are mailing this list from their servers and they already have a relationship with the customer, then the open rate tends to be quite a bit better. So it's a place to get lists. You can also do solo ads, where somebody sends the list on your behalf. I used to do, so I started my list years ago, doing solo ads. So I would pay somebody $100 and then they would mail their list to my lead magnet. And then that's how I kind of started my email list. They're a little bit more difficult to find. Before, I just went to, the Warrior Forum and just looked for, somebody with lists, but I got burned quite a bit, so I shouldn't. About 30% of the time, I would pay somebody for like a list blast and then it wouldn't go through, they wouldn't mail and then they disappear. And, so there was some of that stuff. But by and large, for the most part, the people who were selling solo ads were pretty good. So, but if you're going to buy, option number one, grow your email list organically. Option number two, if you're going to buy a list from somewhere like this, somewhere reputable, who this is their business. Data is their business. Having access to data is their business. And these reps, they want to do right by you so that you come back and buy more access to their data again and again and again. So let's see. The next thing I wanted to talk about was email frequency. So when you're emailing your list, you want to make sure that you are emailing frequently enough that they don't forget about you, but not so much that they unsubscribe. Every list is different. Every niche is different. What I have found is that normal frequency, like my list, I email my list every day almost. A lot of lists, we kind of start emailing every day. Sometimes the unsubscribe rate tends to go up, so we will back up the frequency a little bit and email every other day or every 2 days. So like a 2-day pause, like we'll email today, then take 2 days off and then email again. So every list is a little bit different. And once your list is conditioned to expecting to receive an email every day, then your unsubscribe rate practically vanishes. So like our unsubscribe rate, we might get 4 or 5 unsubscribes a day, but we email every day. So you can, some business owners think of it like unused hotel rooms. Like every day that you let pass without sending them an email, it's an opportunity to generate revenue that you didn't take. So the way I like to think about it is every day you need to be conscious about your email list. So every day that they get an email or don't get an email, it needs to be planned. So if they don't get an email, you need to consciously make the decision. They're not getting an email because tomorrow we're going to send out this promotion, or tomorrow, today they're not getting an email because we just hit them really hard for a promo over the last 2 or 3 days. So I try to be intentional, about all of the email, like the frequency in email marketing. So that way we encourage as many people to show up, as many people to open up, as many people to click and subscribe and all that other stuff. So that's the idea with the frequency piece. And one of the ways to increase that frequency is to do a lot of bonding, and probably 4 or 5 years ago, like I just really marketed to the list. We marketed affiliate products. We marketed everybody else's stuff. We had some of our own products, and I would kind of do a product promo, and then I would turn it into another, then I would turn it into like an affiliate promotion. So I was kind of constantly promoting affiliate, just offers in general. And like 4 years ago, I was like, wow, it occurred to me that my list didn't actually know who I was, so they didn't know kind of what I did or what I stood for, because I was so busy promoting everybody else's stuff, because in saying yes to all these other affiliates who asked me to mail for them, so I just stopped. I stopped promoting everybody's stuff, and I started, doing blog posts and all that stuff internally, so promoting our own blog posts. And now you see me promoting these live streams, and not promoting offers all that often at all, so that has kind of been like my transition, my shift. And a lot of times, the offers that we do promote, they're usually through a call, or it's usually not necessarily marketing directly to a sales video and then going from there. Although we do that, we're going to be doing more of it. But basically just treating the list as mine, as opposed to renting it to any affiliate who wanted to, pay per sale. So that was kind of a big shift for me. And in that shift, I realized that I needed to write a lot more, to create a lot more content, to write blog posts, to promote those blog posts, to write lead magnets and promote those lead magnets, and then use those for additional people who came in, joining the list and that kind of thing. So that was a really big shift, a big change in the email marketing strategy that we had. And since then, we've had incredible growth to our email, open rates, to our click-through rates, to our subscriber counts, because now readers, subscribers were able to bond to something. They were able to bond to me or the teaching or the thoughts or whatever. So that was, it just worked out really well that way. So your list, they want to bond and relate to you at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Now, let's see, we are at 33 minutes. So that was kind of some of the basics of email marketing. Did you like that? All right, cool. So in the next couple of days, tomorrow we're going to talk about lead magnets and putting together a lead magnet, which I think is going to be really, really powerful, because your lead magnet is going to be the thing that you use in attracting people and putting people on your email list. Something like this. We have 4 or 5 lead magnets. Actually, I think we're going to redo one, and then, so that way you can see. Actually, maybe I'll try to do that for tomorrow. Put up a new lead magnet that is email marketing based, so you can see what it looks like. Then we're going to talk about writing email copy, so writing formulaic email copy that's going to move somebody in your process. We'll probably talk about that Wednesday. And then we're going to talk about sequencing that copy, so applying triggers and automation, so that email goes out when it needs to. And then on Friday, Thursday. And then on Friday, I think we're going to talk about stats, pixels, kind of clean up all of the email marketing stuff. So thank you so much for joining me today. Really excited about this week. If you haven't signed up for Accelerate and you want to go through that Accelerate training, then that is going to be live at 3 p.m. Eastern. That is right here. So I'm dropping the link again in the chat box. Go ahead and jump into the group. It's free. And then I will see you at 3 p.m. Eastern. I got to go get ready for that one now. So I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.